Good morning, Jane. We're here in your apartment with the golfers teeing up behind you there to ask you a couple simple questions, I hope.
As you know, I worked at McLean. I watched it grow. I had retired by the time the apartments were built, but I remember coming over and touring and thinking how beautiful they were, and also the location. I love walking through the grounds, looking at the golf course, all the trees. I take a walk every day.
I lived and worked in West Hartford for many years and then moved down to the shore in Old Lyme. And I got to a point where I realized that it was about time for me to start thinking of independent living. And I looked at a number of places there. I came up and looked at a number of places here, one of which, of course, was McLean. And it really stood out in my mind because I did not want a large, fairly formal setup. This one was pleasantly informal, smaller in size, easier to deal with. I liked the location away from a lot of city traffic and the rest. So it was a fit.
The first decision I had to make was whether I wanted to move into an independent living facility. My daughter is a physical therapist, and she was familiar with the McLean Health Facility. And she said to me, wouldn't I be interested in moving into the Burkholder facility? I was still physically in great shape. I was playing golf regularly. The catalyst to move was the fact that I just realized I was getting older. I do all my own cooking. I'll do a beef Wellington or a braised
I'm coming.
braised ribs.
Woo!
And so the kitchen was a criteria for me, and certainly the independence, total independence.
Well, we had been on McLean's list for, I think, 4 years, and all of a sudden I was diagnosed with pulmonary fibrosis, and we had to get into some place where I knew I could get care if the disease progressed rapidly. Somebody called up and said, we have an opening, so bingo, we went.
We moved very quickly at that point. It just appealed to us.
It's much more relaxed, the whole atmosphere. First thing we did when we moved into the small one-bedroom cottages to take what was a real briar and rubble patch and dig it up and plant. And we had climbers and we had all sorts of other flowers.
My husband was not well. I found that I had to make sure that there was somebody to cut the grass and someone to plow the driveway in the winter. And suddenly it just seemed too much. And this apartment was available at the time, and I just fell in love with it. And it was home to me right away. In fact, I'm sitting where Walt loved to sit because he could look out the window, and I had to pull the drapes all the way back. My husband deteriorated, and we signed up for hospice. And it was wonderful to have those services close by. So while he was alive, I picked up our meals and brought them back to the apartment here, and we ate here. But after he was gone, it was wonderful for me to have the companionship.
It was an age standpoint, and I also recognized that some of the body ailments were beginning to develop. And I just thought, I have been single really for 17 years now, so that I should find some place where I had some fallback and I could find a continuum of care.
So it was a good move,
And you've been happy.
Very much.
very much so.
And we're sitting at your piano, which you brought with you.
Yes,
And you tell me that you found a whole bunch of new friends through your piano.
yes, I did, and I really enjoy playing duets. We just have a wonderful time playing together, and it's lots of fun doing programs, and we play all kinds of music.
What's the best part? Now, you've been here for 7 years, and you know, when you think back about your choice, and you seem happy that you chose to be at McLean, what's the best part for you and your family about having you live at McLean in independent living?
Well, it's a beautiful campus. Having visited here and talked to some of the people, They're all, and it's still, I've confirmed it, they're still wonderful people, an amazing group of people. And just last evening, I was speaking to one of the ladies whose husband is at the health center now, and he's probably not going to make it. And I gave her a hug, and she said, "This is my family now, me." And I knew him, but that was a relationship she had developed.
I just love the atmosphere here. No one intrudes on your time, but if you need companionship, it's here for you.